for professionals only.
Caught me at the right time, baby. Oh, I was at the end. Made me feel like that.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Natasha. Go ahead and subscribe because why not? But anyways, as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be doing Uche's base routine, which has been like everywhere. Everybody's trying to perfect this routine on this. We're going to try it today and see what it's giving on me. Is it her face? Why it looks so immaculate? Is it the products, or is it the technique, or is it all three? I'm going for it's all three, but I'm gonna see what it gives. I just want to try a different routine because I feel like personally I've perfected my base for myself, so like now I feel comfortable trying somebody else's. So I have it pulled up on my computer right here so I can follow step by step. I have a majority of the same products as her, but not the same. I have a majority of the same products, but not exactly all the same products, but we're gonna work with what we have. I was gonna go buy everything. I'm like, When I tell you her base looks perfect, immaculate, it's not a joke. Like, the proof is in the pudding. So if you're watching this, you've most likely seen her latest YouTube video with her base routine, but I am gonna link it down below if you haven't. For the first step, she is applying a brow gel. I'm gonna be using the Rare Beauty because I love this brow gel. Again, I will leave her video down below so you can see what product she's using. This is what I'm using. And use what you have, like, so she uses a generous amount and she just like kind of sculpts her brow, which is what I do already. Most people do their brows in its entirety first and then move on to their face, but not I. Brows are done and sculpted, so now I'm going to go in with this primer. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. She uses the Fenty Soft Matte, which is actually a great primer if you haven't tried it. I just don't have that anymore. I used all of mine, and this is like one of my favorite primers. It's actually pretty comparable. So basically this kind of primer is going to give you that like poreless, filtered kind of look. So it's kind of the same thing. So if you, the fun thing about this is that me and her are kind of shade twins. We use like the same shades in a lot of stuff, so love that. So for base, she went in with the Yummy Skin balm, which I've actually been using, and she just goes like this. I'm using shade 8.5, and normally when I do this, I'll like blend it in immediately and then layer the other product on top. But what she did was applied it and then went in with her House Labs foundation, and I'm using the shade 460, and then applied it. Let me see.
Love this. When it comes to foundation, I love using dense brushes.
So I did a pump and a half of the House Labs, and I'm just gonna apply it on my face, and then just kind of take your time and use stippling motions to blend that in. I did skim through the video last night, and she just really takes her time with her makeup. I'm a very quick person when it comes to my makeup routine, so for me, like, less is more. I like shortcuts, but like her base is her thing, so she really takes her time. And I'm not gonna lie to you, you do see a difference when you just like really dedicate time to your makeup without rushing and all that. So I'm gonna just do some stippling motions all over.
These are the Pat McGrath concealers.
Okay, so this is the base, and normally I would take a sponge and go over this, but she did not do that. But it looks really good though, like it's giving skin. So I personally am a double concealer girl too, but I like to go in with a skin tone and then a brightening concealer. But she just went in with bright on top of bright, and she's using Pat McGrath. I'm gonna go with M20 because that's what I have as my first one, and I'm trying to look at the placement. When you're following like a makeup tutorial, you have to be aware of like your facial features, what you want to emphasize, what you don't. So like if you don't like a bright under eye, you can still follow the routine, just use different shades. I'm okay with the bright under eye. On a day-to-day, I do like a medium under eye, not like super bright and not noticeable. But because we're having fun, and again, I'm not opposed to it, I'm gonna go in with something bright. The lightest concealers I have are the e.l.f. and the Sephora. And I just wanna see I'm gonna use the e.l.f. one because I'm familiar with it. Once you've applied that first one, you want to fill in those gaps with the brighter concealer like this. And then you're gonna let that sit while you do your cream contour. So I'm going in with the NARS cream bronzer cream in Laguna 4. And I'm just taking a brush like this because that's what she's using. Normally I use like a little brush like this to apply it and then I'll blend it out, but we're gonna do what she's doing. And also, like, cream products are going to add coverage to your face. Like,
I like to put my placements down so I know.
And she actually does use a smaller brush to apply that contour on her nose, like connected to the brow. Here, which I've never done this before. I love putting bronzer on my eyes, but never done this one. I'm assuming it's gonna give you like a lifted eye look. So now, once you've placed your product, just go ahead and blend that out. And again, use stippling motions. And just take your time, there's no rush. Oh, I know by the time I blend out this concealer, it's gonna be so full coverage. Then lightly blend it out. You gotta take your time. You can use a smaller brush for this, but also I feel like the bigger brush kind of keeps that product there, which is kind of what you want because your concealer still is gonna have to blend into all of this. So now, the part that I'm dreading is blending out this concealer. And you wanna know why? Because I'm a sponge girl, okay? This takes too long for me. I don't like blending out my concealer with a brush. The finish is beautiful, but it just takes too long. And I feel like the product is just sitting on my face. Versus when I use a sponge, I feel like it's like picking up the product and blending it at the same time. But when in Rome, do like the Romans, or do like Uche. But I'm just gonna like take my time and blend this out, and I'm telling you, this is going to take longer than the sponge. This is the Real Techniques like buffing brush or something, setting brush. And I did wash all my brushes today because I got a facial yesterday, and I'm like, I'm not about to be putting no dirty brushes on my freshly cleansed face, okay? No, like for real, I'm seeing a difference already. This is crazy. And also, you're not dragging the product, you're still using stippling motions. So like just patting very lightly like this. The brush is giving though, I ain't gonna lie.
And again with this, you just want to hit the places where the light naturally hits your face. That's how I use less foundation, I would use less of everything. But if I just...
This is scary, okay? This is for professionals only. No, this is like really scary. Like if you are like a newbie to makeup, this is gonna be like terrifying. Now you go over it with a sponge if you feel like you didn't blend it out enough, or if you want it to blend with the foundation. I think I even still blended it out more than her because I don't know, I just over blend. I don't know. But I feel like looking at her face, I feel like you can see more of a contrast from like the bronzer and concealer than mine's. But also my concealer wasn't as bright, so that's probably why. But I'm gonna get a brighter concealer and try it again. But if you do want more of that contrast, just add more bronzer so that the center of your face can really pop. She actually goes in with another cream bronzer, so I'm gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks. I don't know which one she's using here. It's like in a pink thing, I don't know. But she just goes over and deepens that up.
The brush that I applied can just
to make the face look more snatched. So I added a little bit more concealer because I just feel like her under eye is just so much brighter. And at this step, she sets her face, which normally I set it before I blend out my foundation. So we're gonna see what this gives. And I'm using the Juvia's Place setting spray. I don't think it really matters what setting spray you use as long as you use one. To set the under eye, make sure that your concealer is blended out because like it's already creasing a little bit because I've been I'm not moving at my own motion. I'm following something. So gonna make sure that's blended out. Then I'm gonna go on with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Powder in the shade number 2. I actually have 3 somewhere. Is this it? No, this is 4. I actually have 3 somewhere, but I'm not gonna stress myself about that. And I'm gonna take this brush and just press this all underneath. I do this step sometimes. I don't like that this brush is kind of wet. Yeah, I just switched my brushes because that one was a little wet and I'm not trying to mess up this experience for me, okay? And then you just want to set anywhere else that you applied concealer. Just lock that in. And this also helps with the longevity as well. I wonder what shade number 3 would have looked like. I really want to try, but I don't know where it is. I'm going in with the Huda Beauty setting powder, which I haven't used in a long time. She uses Banana Bread. This is Blondie, and I have Kunafa, but I feel like Kunafa is too yellow for what we're doing, so this is the closest that I have. And it looks like she's using a brush again for this. So I'm gonna take this same brush. She said get off the excess, and then just press it under your eyes.
The other day when I did my makeup yesterday, so I used the shade as I said, but now I have to give those True Well sponges another chance.
I've actually been using my NARS bronzer again, so going in with NARS in Laguna 6. And what's the motion she's using?
With the brush and the product, tap off any excess. This powder bronzer is really good because it's very buildable.
So yeah, she does like stippling motions and like slowly build it up. Meanwhile, I'd be like this, but typically I would have set my face with an all over face powder by now. She has not done that. So if you move like this, it's gonna lift your product up. So you really just have to like take your time and set it and build it up.
I mean, that's a good and a bad thing. You really have to build it so you can tend to run it here on like the outside and also just set.
Now for the nose contour, because I was waiting, okay?
Vibe.
It looks like she has like a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I typically use a brush like this to do my nose contour, but it looks like she's using a fluffy brush, a Morphe brush. So I'm just gonna take that and go like so. It looks like she's focusing it really like right here, which I like to do. It gives that contrast and depth. So just like kind of go in, like it's okay. That's why I don't like to use a fluffy brush for the sides, because I feel like it's not precise enough. It's just like really messy. But like, we'll see what the end result is like. The upper lip too.
You shouldn't look too crazy because it's buildable, but it's just subtle.
Then she takes this like a pencil brush and runs it across the bottom of her lash line like this, which I actually never do. I'm more of a bronzer on top type of girl. Never on the bottom, but this does definitely like complete the look. Now going in with Poppy Pink by Makeup by Mario, and she said smile and put it on the cheeks and kind of like sweep back and kind of hit that eyebrow area so that everything's connected. See, just when I thought I perfected my base routine, here I go complicating my brain because now I think this is better. Like also, I don't know if it just looks better because I got a facial yesterday and I got dermaplaning and all types of stuff. So I'm like, is that what it is? I'm gonna stop because like I'm definitely a blush girl and it doesn't look like she has a whole bunch of blush.
Really get that sweeping motion.
You know what is concerning me? That we haven't used an all over face powder yet because that is my jam. So I'm gonna take my powder foundation, which you guys know is my Fenty, and it looks like she's like setting underneath her contour to make it pop, but she's not necessarily using something that's like too light. So I'm just like letting it do its thing. So you're just doing that in certain areas versus like how I swirl everything around. She's emphasized a lot too that she likes her product to be where she placed it versus me. I just be like, it'll come together. Wherever areas you feel like needs blending. So it looks like she went in with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, I'm assuming in shade number 4, because she said she was gonna add a deeper bronzer. And y'all, this bronzer actually scares me. At one point I was like standing it, but like it's like really pigmented. So I'm gonna just take my time with this. And I noticed that she goes back into her foundation and places that like underneath. Like my face does look different for sure. Like I'm actually really liking this. And it's so interesting how like her base routine blew up because everybody's being so like negative about it. Like, oh, she's lying, or like influencers be lying. Like, this is her job. What is there to lie about? About her face. Like, I just don't understand this like continuous narrative of influencers being liars. Like, yes, there are some people who are just money hungry, but like most of her videos are just her doing her makeup, showing everybody what she's doing. So I'm a little confused, but to each his own, child. Now she's gonna double set with 2 concealers. So I'm gonna use the Juvia's Place first, and then I'm gonna lock it in with the MAC Fix Plus. Flawless. So at this step, she lines her lips. She didn't say with what, but I'm gonna go in with Max Cork and line the lips. So now it's time for the brows, and she is actually using the Rare Beauty pencil, but we're using 2 different shades. This is Cool Brown, and I'm just going to, and she said fill it in. Just fill it in. Mind you, I don't really use brow pencils anymore. I've been using like the brow pen. Okay, so she uses like a soft brown first, and then goes in with a like soft black, which I don't have, so I'm probably going to use my pen for that step. Not that I don't like the Rare Beauty pencil, it's just the shade. They had sent this to me. They sent me Cool Brown, which just does not, it literally just does not show up on my skin like at all. So she actually does not carve out her brow, and you know what, I'm not going to do it today. She adds beauty marks. That's not my thing, so I'm going to skip that, because she like brought the concealer over her eye to look like, yeah, that makes a difference. So I'm just gonna take that, because I don't like concealer on my eyelids, because it just creases. Like, I don't like just putting concealer on my eyes, so I try to avoid that. And then she's doing just mascara, which has been my vibe lately. I'm gonna start with the bottom first because, yeah, I'm gonna start at the bottom first. I'm just packing this mascara on because her lashes look gorgeous. Like, I love mascara. I never thought I would be a mascara girl, but oh my goodness. And then I'm just gonna go over that with my Dior lip gloss in, what is this shade? I can't see. This is a lip plumper. Oh my gosh, you guys. No, I forgot. Not, I know I have been like allergic to lip plumpers, so like absolutely not. Going in with the NYX clear gloss on top, because baby, we don't have the time for my lips to be doing nothing weird. Like, and then now she's going in with the Charlotte Tilbury one more time. This time she's using shade number 2, and she's just placing it on top, which I do like to do this. All right, so we are done. Let's take a up close, let's zoom in. It looks good. The face is giving. What do you guys think? Do you guys see a difference from this and my base routine? I think also, like, I've been into a thinner brow, and this just gave me like a more thick brow, but I don't hate it either. Like, analyzing my face, and I'm like, something just is a little off to me, right? And this is where it comes in, and you guys need to do what works for your face and for you. I'm a no lash girly. You can look at all my video. Rude. So this is when knowing your face and what works for you comes into play, because like, I'm a no lash girly, like 100%. You can look at my videos, like I'm definitely okay with no lashes, but I think this base, I feel like this base is too full coverage for no lash for my face. On her, it looks flawless, but I feel like I need a lash. So I'm just gonna put on a small lash. I'm gonna put these lashes on because, again, even though I do a full face, my coverage is not as full as this. I typically do like a more medium coverage. I don't do as bright of an under eye. So like, it just makes sense. My face has symmetry, and I feel like that's what that needed. You see, now it looks more complete. And then I think I might clean up my brow, because like, just know that whenever you're following any makeup tutorial, whether it's Uche's, whether it's mine, whether it's whoever's, you have to do what works for you and just kind of sit back and analyze like what you like, what you want to emphasize. If you don't like a bright under eye, then don't do that. Me, typically, I don't go this bright, but I do like bright. I just do it a different way. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then I think I'm gonna clean up my brow once it's dry. So I'm gonna be back in a second. Ooh, see, now it's like, you seeing the difference with me adding just a little bit of concealer? I'm not even doing anything bright because I don't like a concealed brow. I just feel like it gives that like freshly brow, like wax brow. Like, do we see the difference? Lifted. This is the up close of the face. I feel like my finishing touches did what it needed to do for me. Let me know what you guys think about this base. Like, so cute, right? Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.